He is creative, interesting, and a man filled with a great sense of enthusiasm for art and craft. This week on Thriving Enterprise, we engage with Biodun Omolayo, CEO of Biodun Omolayo Art Gallery. Omolayo was born and brought up in Ondo State, Nigeria. He is a graduate of Performing Arts in University of Ilorin, after which he decided to attend the Yaba School of Technology to study his dream course, Visual Art.
Okay, Biodun Omolayo is a proud Nigerian, born 54 years ago in Ondo State, Nigeria. Biodun Omolayo went to school in that same locality as well. Went to St. Andrew's Primary School, and then from there to Imade College, Owo. And then from Imade College, proceeded to the Polytechnic Ibadan, where I did my A-levels. And then from Ibadan Polytechnic, I moved to University of Ilorin. When I sought admission to go to the University of Ilorin, I sought admission to study visual art. We were supposed to be the first set in those days in that department. The department used to be called Department of Performing and Fine Arts. But when I got in, I discovered, we were told that fine art could not take off that year. That was 1983. That could not take off, so that we had to settle for performing arts. A letter was given to me to go to another university, so I went to University of Ife to seek admission, but I was not given because I never even chose University of Ife, whether as first choice or second choice. After going to about 2 or 3 universities without getting good result, I decided to go back to Ilorin reluctantly to go and accept the offer of studying performing arts. But to God be the glory, I never regretted it because there are a lot of things I learned in studying performing art.
While growing, encouragement received from his uncle made him leave the banking industry, where he worked for years before becoming a professional artist.
So in terms of encouragement, I got one, and even up to today, I have an uncle, his name is Engineer Charles Adekunle Aladewolu. Right from my childhood days, he's been supporting me. I knew he gave me my first art materials. And then even when my father would not support the fact that I would have anything to do with the art, he was the only person who supported me and was always supporting me, even up till now. He bought me my first art material, and he was always encouraging me. Even when I wanted to resign in the banking industry to go into the art, I had to consult him as well. I spoke to him, everybody was against it. He was the only one who told me and said, look, if you know, I know you've always loved the art. If you know this is where your passion is, but there's no going back, you have my 100% support. You can go. If you need anything, come and meet me. So he supported me. And then switching from the banking industry to the visual art, I would say it was smooth but challenging. Smooth in the sense that is what I really wanted to do. And I knew that, I said I didn't study visual art. And now I was planning to go into that industry. So the first thing I needed to do was to go back to school because I needed to be trained. A lot of people advised me that, look, you don't need to go back to school. Just look for one artist, attach yourself with that artist. I said no. What I wanted was a place where I could be trained properly. And Yaba Tech came to my mind because in terms of when you talk about today in Nigeria, when you're talking about one of the best art schools, Yaba Tech is still on top. What I was looking for in Yaba Tech was more like, it's as if I was doing a research on how to turn this passion to business. And something happened one day. A painting that I did, it took me like about almost 6 weeks to do that single painting. And I thought, had done something wonderful. So I picked this painting to look for a gallery that would showcase me. So I came all the way to Ikoyi area here. And the first gallery I went to, I can't recollect the name of that gallery now. I went in there, and then the guy there is not a Nigerian. He just said, look, what's your name? I said, my name is Biodun Omolayo. He said, nobody knows your name. I said, no, it's not about the name. It was a mistake on my part, because the art is about the name. And I said, it's not about what I have done. The guy said, no. He didn't even bother to look at the work. He practically drove me out of his gallery. I went back into my car. I felt like crying. That would have been the end of my career in the visual art. But I thought to myself, I said, no, this one's going to be the end. And then I proposed in my mind that instead of going to galleries to look for galleries that will take care of my work, that I was going to set up a gallery that will take care of my need immediately. I put it in a piece of paper and I drove back home. And ever since then, I never approached any gallery again to showcase my work. So what I did was that within the confines of my room, all the works I've done, I will put them on the wall around me in my apartment there in Surulere. I will invite friends to come and see it. On my birthdays, we are an opportunity for me to showcase my work to my friend. They will come, they look at it. And at that time, the only money they need to pay to get my work is just to say that, wow, this work is beautiful. So it's not for me. As if that's the currency they need to just give me to take the work. So I was giving my works out practically to everybody. And then another thing happened. I needed to market these works and be on the street. So I was always going out from one office to the other in the whole of Lagos. I remember a friend of mine joked one time and said, look, this is your vehicle. If you start the vehicle and just allow it to go, the vehicle knew where to go to in the whole of Lagos, because you had gone to so many places with this vehicle. And what I was doing then practically was going marketing. I will be the one producing the work. I wake up in the morning, plan, strategize on where to go to and go and sell. I will go to office uninvited. Some would welcome me, some would be so unfriendly, but I never got disappointed. I was always going. So my own strategy was that I needed only 10% success rate. If I approached 10 people, if only one person answered me, that was enough for me. So if I don't get up to 3 to even attend to me, it's still okay by me. I don't want to get disappointed. But to God be the glory, each time I went out, I will have at least 2 or 3 people attending to me. But what I never joke with is that if you give me audience, I will not allow that one to just go like that. The next thing I will tell you is that, please sir, or please ma'am, could you just give me another number of a friend of yours that can go and meet? And then I will get from there. Then I will go to another office. After getting to the office, instead of filling my name on the visitors whatever register, I'll fill the person who gave me that person's name there. Most times they will jump out thinking that the guy was around. By then they're looking, where's my friend? I'll now stand up, sir. He sent me to you. That was the strategy I was using in that period. And I did that for a few years, operating from my apartment at home. Because the question was that if I had an office space, what would I be doing in that office space? So a room in my apartment was more than enough for me to use as an office. But what I was doing to myself was, Father, if I had an office space, what would I be doing there? So instead of crying that I do not have an office space, the space that I have, let me utilize it first. That was how I started in Ikeja. Then from there, I needed to employ somebody to look so that when I went for my marketing, the person would just stay in the office there. But I was still doing my marketing. I was always on the move, going from one office to the other. And then I planned my first exhibition. I planned my first exhibition in between 2003 and 2004. It took me like about 6 months to plan that exhibition. And then I planned the exhibition around my story, in the sense that I've always wanted to be in the art industry. And it took me almost 28 years to come back to the art. So I likened my story to a woman who is pregnant, who has been carrying this pregnancy for years, and who needed to deliver. If the woman does not deliver, she will not have peace of mind. The pain will be too much. So I needed to deliver what I was carrying. So when it was time for me to deliver, then the baby needs to be given a name. So I said, okay, this exhibition that I want to have is going to be called Naming Ceremony.
Omolayo gets inspiration from children and the Word of God.
If I want to discuss my sources of inspiration, there's no way I would discuss that without talking about even children. And then the Word of God as well. And it has to do with success, the different stages of success. How you move from the X stage when nobody knows you. You are more like a non-entity. You move from the X stage to the larva stage, the crawling stage, a very repulsive stage. Nobody wants to have anything to do with you because you are crawling. And then you are eating indiscriminately like the larva. You are keeping so many friends. You have so many legs that you think that would help you. In actual fact, those legs are even slowing you down. So people keep friends that think that would help them, not knowing that those friends are even slowing them down. So I moved from there. You see, I was using the story of that butterfly. From that larva stage to the cocoon. It now goes into the cocoon to stay there for a while. When coming out of the cocoon now, it comes out as a butterfly with wings. So this butterfly was no longer the larva, no crawling stage again. Now it's not even running or anything. It's time to fly. And then when the wings are beautiful like that, I see that as a symbol of success. That's what I use then. I use stories like that. I painted that one, and then from there I got a logo for even my own company. That's the logo. You see the profile of the butterfly. Profile of the butterfly with the antenna. The antenna, one of the antenna is a brush, while the other one is a chisel. One for painting, one for sculpture. And then the wings of the butterfly is a palette with colors there. And then I call it the creative butterfly. So if I've been thinking of a particular thing for maybe 5 years, and it took me 5 minutes to do the work, you ask me how long did it take you, I'll tell you 5 years, 5 minutes. Because the conception of that idea is part of the process of that artwork. Every artist must know that, because it's not the day you just pick your canvas, except you don't think. You just pick and you are working there. Even other, because it might be a particular experience that over the years that you've put together. You are now expressing on that canvas. So it's neither here nor there. At times I've done some, there's a particular work when I was in that exhibition, it took me just 15 minutes. I did a question mark. I just pointed and I called it Question for Life. And funny enough, that was the first painting to be bought in that my exhibition for 180,000 naira. So an artwork at times, a lot of people say it's expensive, it's a luxury good. To be honest with you, it's a luxury good. But being a luxury good doesn't mean that some people cannot even have access to it. With in my gallery, what we've done is that we segmented the whole thing. We segmented in such a way that if you are not buying the artwork, you are buying some things that came out of that artwork as well. It could be a postcard, it could be anything that you can afford, maybe 5,000 naira or 1,000, even 500 naira. You can pick something while the original work is there. You have the print as well. So the value, I always say this, a piece of artwork is invaluable. The only thing you pay for is just a token to just say thank you, I appreciate you. Because somebody asked me one day, I said, if somebody asks you that you have a child, you want to buy your child for 10 million naira, would you sell your child? And the answer is no. Is it the cost of Pampers or nappy that is up to 10 million naira? There's a kind of attachment to that. So artwork is like that as well. So when you are taking an artwork away from an artist, you are just giving the artist a token, for a token of appreciation of his creativity.
Omolayo sees the challenge as opportunity to advance his work.
I told you that the art is a luxury product. This is a challenge. So that challenge, we know how to convert challenges to opportunities. So that one is taken care of. Another one is finance. Like any other business, then you must learn how to manage money as well, like any other part of the world. I don't think there's any business that doesn't have a particular challenge. The challenges are part and parcel of a business. What you need to do is that you keep re-engineering and then preferring solutions to some of those things. That's what this business is all about.
More than a decade after Omolayo established his art gallery, he decided to pass on knowledge and skills acquired to the younger generation and, of course, the adults.
But I'm blessed to have people work with me. I have wonderful people who work with me. I think God just blessed me in that area. I have wonderful people from the universities and polytechnics when they come to me. Because what I feel is that it is an opportunity for me to impact their lives as well. And I let them realize that my platform is a platform where you can learn something. So in that case, I train them while we are working together as a team. I allow them to benefit, apart from even the money paid, I allow them to benefit from even the platform. We do training for children. We run workshop for women called Sweet Art, a creative workshop for women. And we do for men as well. We call that one Lead Art. So the gallery has a brand, has other sub-brand as well that are connected to that. And then now, we are starting another program now where we want to be training people on how to manage galleries. You don't need to be an artist to run a gallery. We'll train you. You can work in a gallery for some time and then set up your own gallery as well. People are traveling to different parts of the world. You can get there and set up a gallery. And we've been training children now for over 15 years. And we've gotten beautiful results from it. We have over 3 first-class graduates in architecture and environmental design within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. And we are still expanding by the day. So I assemble a lot of young, creative graduates from different universities and polytechnics to assist me in propagating that message, in just encouraging, mentoring the children in a very special way. Our program is non-academic. First and foremost, be sure that this is what you want to do. And then, God must always be part of the equation from day one. And then, be ready to go the whole org. There's no, okay, you get there and this, you run back. You must make up your mind that, look, you really want to go into this thing. And then, don't allow anybody to discourage you. There are going to be a whole lot of people who say it won't work. Don't listen to them. Listen to those who will tell you that no matter what, it will work. If it doesn't work at the end of the day, there's no problem, you can find, but don't listen to those who don't allow you to take your first step. When you want to take it, they tell you it won't work. Oh, don't worry. You don't even, then secondly, education is very important. If whatever business you want to do, if you are not trained in that area, you need education in that area. Because even if you are gifted and you are talented, it could only take you this far. But if you add education to it, it take you to a place you cannot even imagine. Because you can keep reinventing yourself all the time. Education is very key. You need that one. And then you must learn to be street smart. The reason is that the young ones, the fresh graduates that we are working together, working with these people means that they are going to take it further. If no matter how far I might have taken it, they will take it from where I stop. Already we are discussing and everything. They are picking some things from me. I'm sure a lot of them, they don't, when they are talking about their own outfits, it doesn't necessarily need to be Omolayo Gallery or bear my name, but they will know, they will talk about it, that they pick things from Omolayo Gallery. That's number one. Then number two, the children we are training, I told you that already we are having good results. Over 3 first-class material from those children. A lot of them promised to come back and be part of this program, and wherever they are to set up things like this in every other part of the world as well. That is part of the future of Omolayo Gallery. And then again, I started dignifying the art, because what I heard before was that only riffraffs and whatever doing art, parents would not want their children to go near it. So my mission was to dignify the art and make sure that it's an industry that even in future, parents would even beg for their children to go to the art schools. And then artists will be respected everywhere. They know that it's not because they are not intelligent, it's not because they are not smart, it's because that is their area of calling. That's why they've chosen that area. So that is part of the future of Omolayo Gallery. We've started it and we are working towards it. This I call backdoor gist. It's my own narration of prayer. I'm sure a lot of people look at it and say, how does this one relate to prayer? I look at prayer as relationship between man and God. So I use man and woman in this case as a kind of analogy to talk about that prayer. That when you want to pray about something that really touches you, you do it behind closed door. Not the public one everywhere everybody is making noise and shouting and whatever. You go behind closed door and you are having a conversation with God. So I liken God to this kind of God and man to this kind of relationship. If you look at this guy here, he's well kitted. You can say from a well-to-do family. And then this other young lady here, looks like Omalata. So the question you're asking yourself, what would this Omalata be doing with this boy, this guy? The answer is love between an holy God and a sinful man. The question you ask yourself again, what would God be doing with a sinful person like this? Is that love? That love bridges the gap. That's why they are together in. And then it comes to a point when they start cutting each other like that in that back door, within that at the back of the door. This symbolizes privacy. They keep talking and doing everything. It gets to a point that this lady will trust this guy enough to sleep with her. The same way, when God trusts you enough to sleep with you, God can impregnate you with ideas. So when you come out of that your apartment where you have been praying, whatever you are going to be talking about, the Bible says that from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what you are carrying would be shown in what you are saying. And then you say, I know what I'm having, I know what I'm doing, and this and that. So a time will come that you now deliver or you execute that project.